Your blood pressure is climbing right now and you cannot feel it. That is what makes it so dangerous. There is no warning shot before a stroke, no signal before a heart attack. Your arteries are under pressure, your heart is working harder than it should, and your body gives you almost nothing to go on until it gives you everything at once. And by the time that happens, the damage was already years in the making. Most people find out their numbers are high at a routine checkup. The doctor reads them off, writes a prescription, sends them home. And people take the pill and trust that the system caught it in time. But consider what that actually means. The system caught it after it was already a problem. After months or years of elevated pressure grinding against arterial walls, after the heart had already been working too hard for too long. The checkup did not prevent anything. It documented something that was already happening. The Amish never built their health around that system because they never had access to it. No pharmacy down the road, no doctor on call, no lab results waiting in a patient portal. What they had was each other and generations of knowledge about what the body shows before things go wrong. So they learned to read the body early. A face that stayed flushed long after hard work was done, even when the person had rested and cooled down. A dull, low pressure behind the eyes that came on in the evening and sat there. A heaviness in the chest that was not quite pain and not quite tightness, but was not nothing either. The kind of feeling a person might ignore once and then start noticing every few days. These were the signs the elders watched for, in themselves and in the people around them. And when those signs appeared, they did not schedule something for next week. They went to the garden. The plant they reached for was hawthorn berry. I have been familiar with this plant my whole life. My grandmother kept a jar of hawthorn preserve in the same spot in her kitchen from one fall to the next, same as you might keep salt. It was never a dramatic thing. It was just part of how the household ran. Now I want you to understand what hawthorn berry actually does inside the body, because too many people hear berry for blood pressure and file it away as folk medicine. That would be a mistake. This plant has one of the most studied cardiovascular records of any herb in the world, and the mechanism behind it is not mysterious once you know what to look for. Hawthorn berry is dense with compounds called oligomeric proanthocyanidins, which are a class of flavonoids. Those compounds act directly on the smooth muscle tissue that lines your arterial walls. When that smooth muscle tissue relaxes, the arterial wall opens up, the vessel gets wider, and blood moves through with less resistance. The heart does not have to push as hard to move the same volume of blood. Pressure drops. And the reason it matters is because the effect is happening at the wall itself, at the condition of the tissue, not at a receptor being blocked the way a pharmaceutical would work. The research on this has looked at both the flavonoid action on arterial walls and the direct effect on blood flow to the heart muscle, and the findings have been consistent across multiple trials. Hawthorn improves how efficiently the heart does its work. That is the mechanism. The plant changes the condition of the vessel wall. The wall relaxes. The system has room to breathe. Now in Amish households, this was never something kept behind glass for emergencies. Hawthorn was a seasonal habit built into the rhythm of the year. In late summer and fall, when the berries ripened on the thorny shrubs growing at the edge of fields and fence lines, they came in by the basketful. Elders brewed them into a tea that the household drank daily through the colder months. Some families kept a tincture, a concentrated extract in alcohol that held through winter when the fresh plant was long gone. Others cooked the berries down with a little raw honey into a thick preserve eaten at breakfast the way another family might eat jam. Plain food, daily habit, no ceremony around it. And that is the logic I want you to sit with for a moment. The Amish were not reaching for hawthorn because someone's pressure reading was too high. They were using it the way you maintain any working system, consistently, before failure. The same way a farmer turns and works the soil before it hardens, before the crop has a problem, before the season is already lost. You do not wait for the earth to go bad and then try to rescue it. You tend it all along. Most people in this country treat blood pressure the exact opposite way. They treat it as something to address when the numbers demand intervention, when the doctor says the reading is high enough to require a prescription. In that moment, the moment the prescription gets written, that is not the beginning of the problem. That is just the first time anyone measured it and put a name on it. The pressure had already been there. The arterial walls had already been under that load. If you are watching this video right now and your pressure has never been flagged at a checkup, that does not mean it has been fine. It means it has not been checked often enough, or the threshold for concern is set higher than what your body was built to sustain over decades. The Amish did not wait for a threshold. They tended the body the same way they tended the land, season after season, year after year. long before anything had a name. Now let me give you something practical, because I am not going to leave you with a philosophy when I can give you specifics. If you want to use hawthorn berry as a tea, you are looking at 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried berries per cup of hot water. You steep it for about 15 minutes to get the flavonoids out properly. Most people who work with it this way drink 1 to 2 cups a day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the early evening. That rhythm keeps the active compounds moving through your system steadily rather than in one big dose. If you are using a tincture, the concentrate and alcohol form that Amish households kept through winter, modern herbalists typically use roughly 2 to 4 milliliters 2 to 3 times a day, though the exact amount depends on the concentration of the product. Read what the maker has written on the label and do not exceed it, because a tincture is stronger than a tea by a significant amount. If you are using a standardized extract in capsule or tablet form, which is what most of the clinical trials have been done on, the doses used in research have generally ranged from 160 milligrams per day on the low end up to around 900 milligrams per day for people with more significant cardiovascular concerns, split into 2 doses morning and evening. The key word on the label is standardized. The extracts standardized to a specific percentage of flavonoids or oligomeric proanthocyanidins are the ones with the research record behind them. If the label does not tell you the standardization, you do not know what you are actually getting, and you should find a product that does tell you. Now I need to say something directly, and I want you to hear it as clearly as anything else in this video. Consistent. That word is doing real work here. The research on hawthorn shows effects building over 4 to 6 weeks of daily use. This is a slow plant doing slow work on a slow problem. My grandmother's jar did not sit in that kitchen spot for 1 week. It sat there all winter. You do not use hawthorn for 3 days and assess whether your blood pressure changed. You commit to the daily habit and you give the plant the time it needs to do what it does. Now here is where I have to speak plainly about something that matters, especially for the people watching this, and I know who is watching this. If you are already on blood pressure medication, you cannot add hawthorn on top of it without talking to your doctor first. Hawthorn has a real, measurable blood pressure lowering effect. If your medication is already lowering your pressure, and you add a plant that lowers it further, the combination can push your numbers too low. Low blood pressure in seniors means dizziness. Dizziness means falls. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury and hospitalization in people over 65. That is a real consequence, and it is avoidable if you have the conversation with your doctor before you start. If you are on any blood thinner, the same conversation has to happen first. Warfarin, aspirin therapy, any anticoagulant medication. Hawthorn affects blood flow at the vessel wall level. Blood thinners affect how your blood clots. The interaction between these two things is not a theoretical concern. It is documented, and it matters. I am not saying do not use hawthorn. I am saying that the conversation with your doctor is the step that comes before anything else if you are on these medications. That is the responsible use of this plant, and that is how the elders I learned from would have approached it too. They were careful people. They watched. They paid attention. They did not throw things together without thinking them through. And one more thing. If your blood pressure is already high enough that a doctor has said it requires medication, this plant is a complement to care, not a substitute for it. Hawthorn supports cardiovascular health over time. It does not handle a blood pressure crisis. Those are 2 different situations, and treating them the same way would be a serious mistake. Now I want to tell you what I see most often and why this bothers me. The moment most people start thinking seriously about hawthorn or about any plant for blood pressure is the moment the doctor has already given them a number they cannot ignore. And by that point, the arterial walls have been under that pressure for years. The damage accumulates quietly, in small increments, across a long time, and you do not feel it building. That is the nature of this condition. The first symptom is sometimes the stroke itself. The elders in my community understood something that most of us have walked away from. They understood that the body is maintained, the same way land is maintained. You tend it before it fails. You give it what it needs before the need becomes urgent. Every season, without waiting for something to go wrong first. Hawthorn was part of that because they knew what the plant did. They trusted what they had watched it do over generations, and they kept it close. The research that came later, the clinical trials, the flavonoid studies, the arterial wall findings, confirm what they already knew. The land taught this long before any lab did. If you want to understand more about how these communities approached heart health at the daily level, The food habits and morning routines that kept cardiovascular disease rates low before any herb was ever needed. We put together a video on exactly that. The findings from communities with the lowest recorded rates of heart disease surprised me when I first looked into them. That video is right here, and it is worth your time.